Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles in order to help people of all walks of life achieve their manifestation goals. True story. I really am determined to help people of all walks of life to understand manifestation is rather simple. It's not easy to do the work on yourself. It is not for the faint of heart, but that your dreams are possible, it's 100% correct. And so, what I do in my coaching is I help people reach that consciousness level, which I call the golden Buddha status. Right. So, right now, the version of you that I'm speaking to happens to be on a different timeline, a different version on a different timeline. And so, what I do in my coaching is I help you become that highest version of yourself who already has what you want. You name it, like the entire shebang: the honey, the money, the business, the sports car. Whatever it is your heart desires. And it sounds like, huge promises, but it really is not. It just becomes that you really are embodying this golden Buddha status, and it becomes your everyday affair. It's not exaggerated promises. It's not, wishful thinking. It just becomes a way of life. It's a lifestyle for you. So in my coaching, we process a lot of emotions. We part with the mama drama panorama, as I call it. This is actually the bulk of my work because, again, the manifestation is easy. The way that I teach it, I mean, a child can understand it. I also teach energy work that no other coach teaches on planet Earth the way that I do. I know. I've done my research, all right? And this coaching program does not exist in the way that I created it, simply because I've constructed it out of the last 15 years of my personal experience and 10 years of being a coach. Now, there's a person out there that stubbornly wants to copy me. I don't really see a point. Everybody knows about it. So I want to just, again, make people aware. There's a person, okay, who copies me desperately. Yes, my coaching program, and really does a really a butchered job is an understatement of the century. I've gotten clients who've been to her coaching, and I have proof of that, okay, that she butchers my coaching program. It's unfortunate, but that's exactly what has happened, amongst other things. I called her out on it. She continues to do that. And I want to say that the way that I coach is unique. It's not to be replicated. She doesn't understand how to coach people clearly. And it's unfortunate that my program got this bootleg version out there, which is a complete misadvertisement of how I coach. I am very personable in my coaching. I don't cookie cut my process. I don't copy and paste. I'm very involved. I channel the responses and the advice from my clients. I channel right now from my channel. So it's very unique, very personable. There's nothing cookie cut about it. So I just wanted to make you aware, as a consumer and a customer, I think you're entitled to this truth of what's happening in the community, so you can make an informed decision and spend your money right. I mean, that's kind of like all what it's all about, for you to get the results that you need, right? The coaching program is infallible. If you just follow the yellow brick road of my advice, I'm a very good guide, and I'm a very good teacher, I might say, because I've seen the results in people who have definitely just, came humble and open to my suggestions, plural, and did not rebuttal me. And those are the people I work best with. The only thing that I can say is that be ready for me to be very straightforward with you, very truthful. I'm not disrespectful by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'm very, very patient in my coaching. And lots of people, coming off of you, like on YouTube, yeah, I might have a certain kind of, I don't know, personality, let's say. But of course, one-on-one, it's work. It's showtime for you. It's not about me. It's not about me talking about my life. So, the energy shifts quite radically. But the only thing is like, be ready to be honest with yourself. I think this is where it will really cure all the problems that you have. At the very least, you'll be able to find out what it is that why it is that you're struggling with, and what it is that you're struggling with. I've had, not to brag again, but just know what I'm talking about, having done my research for the last 15 years. But I've had people, even therapists themselves, in my coaching, okay, meaning like a therapist was in my coaching, has told me, I've tried many therapists, and like, you have something else, that really healed me, really cured me. I've had many coaching clients in the same way, where, well, for one, I have a psychology training as a background. I've taken many, many classes now. I don't have a degree. Okay, I was thinking about it, but it's a little too involved for my taste. And I feel like that, coupled with the fact that I can channel to the person and that I don't cookie cut, and I'm genuinely interested. I'm doing it out of the passion for the work, okay, and because I truly care about people who really, really need the love in the form of coaching. I myself was looking for a coach 15 years ago, and to my real disappointment and kind of actually shock, I was unable to find anybody who I resonated with and who I found, quite frankly, genuine, somebody who gave a fuck. So that's my process. But again, I'm very truthful. So be ready to rock and roll, be ready to work. All right. First, you need to book the 1 hour session and then embark on this month to month journey. I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. If you have any questions, please comment below or email. So guys, I introduced this package of members only lives. I don't know what you think of this. It's a form of introduction to coaching. If it's of any benefit for you, next Wednesday we rendezvous at 3 p.m. And for an hour, we'll, on Zoom, I will be answering your questions. We can pick a topic that we can agree on, and it's $100 for the month. So let me know what you think, if this is of any value to you. I think it's of tremendous value to rendezvous face to face rather than, type your questions in the comments. But I'm really, really inspired. I actually cut my walk short. Because I got so inspired and I did not want to record in the street because I know the sound differs. I can hear it playing back and it's not my favorite to do. So I like ran back to record the audio. Oh my God. So the topic of today is how how to make the third party begone. Anyway, we discussed this in the last live, but and basically I just posted a short on it, and that's basically exactly what I named it. But I want to talk further about, because I feel like a lot of people kind of like, when I channel, you gotta understand, it's like I get visitations of your energy. I don't know how else to say it. Many times I hear like, oh yeah, Anna, I just thought about it, and you recorded something. So I'm very much influenced by this kind of like, I only welcome benevolent energies, obviously, and of course that's the rules of my universe, kind of situation. But I'm influenced very much by your ask, like vibrationally. So I think a lot of people will resonate with this. So how to make the third party begone? If you're really activated right now, energetically, and you're pissed off, right? I mean, obviously it's an upsetting situation. I'm not gonna, take that away from you. And I completely understand. I've been there. Listen, when I'm telling you that I've been there, I've been there. Like almost every relationship until I turned 29, 30. Oh my God. It was like, what the fuck? Every relationship had a third party, and I would get upset over it and everything, and the cycle will continue. And of course, for me personally, it had to do very much, as for many people, with the factor that I didn't have my self-esteem in check. And so I would continue manifesting these third parties. And so the first order of business, though, right, before you get to work on your self-esteem, which is a process, obviously, right? It doesn't happen overnight. I believe in 2 to 3 months, I get to quantum leap you to a much better version of yourself who understands how to continue their work. I mean, and it is your job to continue. But what you can do immediately is to completely stop this emotional barrage towards this person. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You're keeping the situation alive and it worsens by the day, does it not? I mean, at least it seems like it, right? So it feels like you're blocked completely, or maybe this guy or girl, maybe at least, I don't know, used to reach out to you, you kind of were, as a people pleaser, accepted this position of being on the back burner, even, these humiliating situations. But now it's kind of like everything went to shit. Maybe they got even married to somebody. I've dealt with all sorts of things in my coaching. So understand, even marriage doesn't like it's not, nothing is forever in that sense if you don't want it to be, right? So even marriage doesn't mean that you've lost this person forever. And again, I've dealt with these situations in my coaching very effectively and very, very successfully. Your energy keeps the situation alive. Take away the energy, and the situation is dead. Do you understand? Like you're feeding it with your own insecurities, your own dialogue of look at her or look at him. Underneath it all, you're saying to yourself that somehow this person pisses me off because they're reminding me of the fact that they're better than me somehow. Well, they must be because they have my honey. What the fuck is that shit is all about? I was over here in love and somebody came in, maybe physically, maybe some other way. Um, they appeared, shall we say, okay? And parenthesis here, you manifested them, but we'll talk about that later. So, and all of a sudden, my honey is with somebody like, this is my stuff. Get your hands off my fucking stuff kind of situation, right? So the immediate like reaction is pissed offness, but understand like as long as you're pissed off, right? As long as this is the dialogue, like they're better and this is why my SP is with this person, you holding it in position, not a goddamn thing will change. But not a goddamn thing will change. I'm telling you, like I've never told you about this on this topic. I'm giving it to you straight, right? Somehow, some way, it is your responsibility, darling, to maneuver, again, not manipulate, notice the difference, maneuver your energy in a way where you don't give a shit. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But so, first of all, number one thing I want you to understand that this SP is yours. Okay? Rightfully yours. I mean, it depends on this thing though. Are you really feeling the connection, or is this just your ego talking? And that depends, you will know the answer to this if you're really honest with yourself, okay? But if it's a real divine connection, then this SP belongs to you. And this third party is in fact just the reproductions of your fears. So deal with your fear, bring up the fear, ask it questions, process it like what we do in coaching. And then realize, oh, you third party, if you look at it this way, right? You have to look at it this way once you kind of start processing the emotion and deliberately wanting to part with that world. Because what you're feeling is anger, what you're feeling is jealousy, what you're feeling is resentment. As long as you stay in that world, like not a goddamn thing will change. But I'm telling you, not a goddamn thing will change. And so the decision has to be made, okay? This is my honey to begin with. They belong to me by divine right. Okay, get your hands off my stuff, but you're not going to do it in physicality. You're going to stop caring because you're going to realize, wait a minute, this third party again is only a reproduction of my fears. And so if I cut the fear, the third party is cut, so to speak. No more. Not in the mix situation. Cut out of the situation. A third party, it's kind of like a wanna be you, like a desperately wanna be you. If you want to kind of maneuver it like this in your mind, like somebody who desperately wants to sound like you, act like you, be you kind of situation, because you realize your divine connection with that someone is so unique, is so pure, like nobody can replace you. But that you needed a reminder perhaps in your life. Maybe you got sidetracked, maybe you got tired, maybe whatever. Sometimes our attention shifts from, to different things, obligations in life, et cetera, et cetera. So you get carried away with, and you forget, about yourself. Well, time to bring your energy home. A lot of your energy right now is with this third party. You're again activating them. If you cut the energy and bring it all back home, and again, start noticing how special you really are, how it's all really about you, how this world is for you. Even the third party showed up to remind you, hey, you're not appreciating yourself enough, kind of situation. And look, I'm trying to be you. I'm trying to be with your honey, something that by divine right and by all rights, belongs to you. I'm trying to mimic you. I'm desperately trying to be you. Okay, but meanwhile, the whole time, the SP belongs to you. But you over here, if you're upset, if you find yourself in this position, you fundamentally, like maybe deep down inside, don't fully know that this belongs to you. All right. So in the minute that you understand that it is yours, nobody can take it from you. Not the hottest fashion model, not the hottest whatever next Brad Pitt and all this kind of situation. Brad Pitt is still hot though. You got to give it to him. Nobody can take it for, like, it is like your blood. It runs in your veins because again, provided the connection is divine and powerful and you can feel it on a very kind of authentic level, this is my man, this is my woman, then your focus shifts entirely on that. Like, what am I worried about? This is all about me anyway. Okay, this whole shebang, this whole show is about me. And then you start being creative. Then you start emulating this reality, which always has been here. It's so seamless how the universe operates. It's so seamless how it just shifts timelines with such mathematical precision, yet so seamlessly. It never ceases to amaze me. All of a sudden, once that consciousness has been shifted, okay, holographically, you repositioned your stance on I'm upset to it's all about me. It's all about me. I have my power. This actually belongs to me. This situation only arose out of energetic misunderstanding, shall we say? Because if you look at this third party, it's like, again, they desperately want to be you by being with your SP, okay, as we joked about previously, but also the quality of the person. I never hear anything good in my coaching about the third party. Granted, the person is not thrilled with them, okay, but it's always of a lower quality fabrication type thing. You construct, even the third parties that you do construct, they're kind of like really shitty quality. Really shitty quality people. You know what I mean? You know it. I don't have to explain it to you. I've met enough of you two where every time you tell me a story about the third party, it's some kind of a shit show. So with coaching or on your own, incrementally, day in and day out, if you just allow this truth to sink in, nothing has gone anywhere. Like if you're panicking right now that your guy got married to somebody else, even that, like I said, is not the end of the anything. It's not the end. It's never the end. All right. That it triggers you emotionally. I completely understand. And I really sympathize if that's really your situation. Or even if it's not marriage, if they moved in with somebody or whatever. Like, I feel for you, darling, because it's very hard. But understand that you need to part with that emotion as soon as possible. Now, don't force yourself, okay? Be incremental about it and dialogue with that reality. Like I said, emulate this reality. I have nothing to worry about. This is a mistake. This is a misunderstanding. You can be pissed off in times. That helps to process your anger and emotions, all right? And we do, like I said, it's important to do that. And we do that in my coaching a lot. But at the same time, revert back to the reality as much as possible, where everything is hunky-dory. And try as much as possible not to hold resentment towards the third party. In fact, if you can bring yourself, and I know again this is going to be hard, but if you can bring yourself to this feeling of, you know what, thank you. Thank you so much. Like, you're not the greatest thing that appeared in my life, you could say. But you know what? If it wasn't for you, so many other wonderful things I wouldn't understand about myself. I wouldn't kick my ass to work on my self-esteem, my self-confidence. And you know what? At the end of the day, this third party brings you closer together if you're smart about it. It will make things better for you. Now, provided your SP isn't abusive about it, because, I've had cases in my coaching where it's like one third party after the other. Like that's, you know, each situation is different, is what I want to say. If the SP is not being abusive about it, right? So, like I've been in a relationship, as a for instance, side note here, where my ex, I mean, third parties galore. It's like every week a third party, it seemed like. So that I consider abuse, okay? But a third party, like, that's okay. But as long as you're more, again, imbuing your consciousness and thus traveling to that timeline where the third party is no more, they're literally gone. You don't have to construct the how. This is the most fun part. Okay. And this is what I will leave you with. You don't have to construct the how. This is the most fun part. You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. You don't have to stay up at night. You don't have to look up the social media. None of that shit. In fact, I would really recommend for your own mental health to not do that. Just don't go there. You know the kind of emotions that you will evoke out of yourself. It's time wasted. Okay. Do not go there. Do not look and just pretend they're already on their way out. Again, you don't have to construct the how. Again, you don't have to be resentful. And it serves you not whatsoever. Okay. If you are resentful, I mean, the idea is to part with this third party and never manifest another one. Okay. So learn your lesson in that sense while you have this opportunity. So no resentment. You're going in with complete like gratitude. Thank you so much for reminding me. I am totally 100% focused on this reality. I have nothing to worry about. In fact, thank you, because my relationship got stronger with my SP because of this. Because, I mean, listen, the reasons could be innumerable. That this person reminded this person how much you're better at so many other things. Maybe this is exactly what needed to happen for them to finally fucking realize you're the one. I mean, do you understand? Like certain things, not for nothing, but they're known in comparison. All right. Like I have a lot of clients, not to brag on me. Again, I know it sounds like I'm so braggadocious. I'm just telling you what I know. All right. And if it's true, I don't think it's bragging. It's just facts. Facts are friendly, darling. Where was I? I was saying that a lot of people come to me and they say, Anna, I'm on my like 12th coach. Thank goodness for you. Again, not to brag on me, but literally heard that over and over. In the same way, I guarantee your SP feels the same way about you. Just allow them to feel that way about you, that you're irreplaceable, that you're completely one of a kind. Because you innately, like you carry this vibration of somebody who is irreplaceable, versus not appreciating your value, your talents, your gifts, your beauty, etc., etc., etc. The only thing that separates you from having this guy or girl back without the third party is just by taking that spot of the person who belongs with them. Okay, that you don't understand that right now, how powerful you are, how really valuable, how really one of a kind, and therefore don't have this confidence to call your power back, claim that SP back. Okay, not in a narcissistic, not in a, God complex way where I get to do whatever the fuck I please, even if it hurts people. No, it's kind of like call it back with your energy, like call your energy back, and everything that belongs to you will naturally follow. Right now, your energy is scattered, like all over the place. You're too worried. You attach to this idea that someone else gets to say what is your future going to hold. Not at all. Take the power back, start making decisions. It's only stressful if you're not making any decisions. Then the third party continues sticking around, and the problems continue, and you're afraid to look at social media, and you're spiraling, and the emotions just never change. You need to change the emotion. The background of your days need to be joyous. I'm in a beautiful relationship with this guy. How? I don't care. The universe will figure out how it's going to happen. It's going to happen in no time, and in the most beautiful orchestration that was ever possible. And even, again, can't stress enough, because of this shit show situation, our relationship will get better still. Okay, it's going to be something extraordinary. If you're turning everything into, like, if God gives you lemons, turn it into lemonade. That's my philosophy. Don't, okay, complain about it to a certain degree. I get it. Being human is part of it. But then as soon as you can turn your attention to that reality, I have nothing to worry about. Not a goddamn thing. Everything is internal. Everything is mind. I'm working on my consciousness of taking back my power and certainly cutting the energy of worrying or thinking about the third party being more powerful than you. They're not. They live within your consciousness. And in coaching through energy work, which not for nothing is the most powerful shit in the world. All right. Really. Like I've tested it in my personal life. Other people have tested it in my coaching, like thousands upon thousands of them. It's a very easy method and I teach it in coaching. I teach it individually though, because, and a child can understand it, but based on how you vibrating right now, it will be custom made once more. You know, again, I do not believe in cookie cutting because the person themselves ultimately needs to get it so that they can go on and, you know, continue fishing, so to speak, the rest of their life, right? Teach them how to fish, they'll eat forever, etc., etc. So if you are making a decision, it's yours to make, my darling. It's yours, your decision to change realities, to cut that third party out of the situation, to be in charge, to be in charge of your energy, rather than, excuse me, but I'm going to say people pleasing here. You're people pleasing. You're letting the third party take your man or take your woman. You're so much of a people pleaser. You don't even, hello, go pick him back up. You know what I mean? But not physically again, not manipulating anything in the 3D, but letting it come to you through energy work. Okay, through your own energy, just pulling your energy back. And the most important thing, like, I'm gonna leave you with this. Okay, I know I said that 5 minutes ago, but it has very much to do with controlling your emotions, which is how coaching is very helpful. Because if you've got somebody like a right hand woman in this case, you know, if you have a freak out during the process, like it gets smoothed out until, again, you feel like you could do it on your own. But controlling your emotions and controlling your thoughts throughout and insisting on the creation, or, you know, to me, like it's not even creation, it's just going back to the golden Buddha world. Like it's already been created before you even came forth into this like physical body. It's been created before then, but don't get me started on that. But it has been created for you, prearranged, predestined, whatever you want to kind of call it, but it was agreed upon. Like the ultimate frequency will take you here. If you deviate in any shape or form, there are going to be problems. All right. And this is how you learn mastery. All right. This is what we're all here to do. But you're not even creating, you're just going back home to the golden Buddha status where nothing is out of alignment. Once in a while, there's some kind of a shit show situation, but even that, you know how to deal with. For the majority of the time, my point is 90% of the time, you know you're unique. You know you're one of a kind. You know you're mind-blowingly special. I only deal with special people in my coaching. Like really, I am actually quite flattered with the caliber of clients that I have encountered on YouTube. I mean, once and twice there have been problems, there's that. But overall, my goodness, just really just blown away. Really flattered, as I said. So you should celebrate this shit. You should celebrate the shit out of yourself every single day. So when you're tempted to, like, again, get an emotional reaction or start really like feeling the doom and gloom of it, or it's never going to happen, they're never going to leave them, like you understand that, you're creating in that mode. You are it's a familiar situation, but it's a world, it's just a world. Nevertheless, you can drop that fucking world today, darling, and you should, for your own mental health. If not if for nothing else, you need to be really gentle with yourself, because some people, they go off the rails, they do really crazy shit. You need to preserve that. You can't do that to yourself. I'm serious when I say this. It's not funny. Mental health is a really, really important thing. Don't drive yourself crazy. It's not necessary. Be gentle with yourself. Okay, really be gentle with yourself as much as you can, and be aware that what you want actually belongs to you. And it's fucking high time to claim it right back with your energy, with your decisions, with the control over your emotions. Don't let your fucking emotions control you. You control your emotions. And then you becoming an artist. How much more fucking fun is that? You're becoming an artist. You're creating on purpose rather than haphazardly, letting your own kind of creations dictate how you feel. Get behind the wheel of your Rolls Royce. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.